Oh hi, Mona here. Welcome back. This is another colour along, colour and chat type video. I am so excited because I actually have another spare moment to sit down with you guys and complete a page with you guys. Like I said in my other videos, I absolutely love doing these types of things for you guys because I really need to be in the colouring zone today. I just need to zone out from everything and just chill and complete a page in this book, which you can see here. You know, this just brings me so much happiness. This is a hobby that I am just so grateful that, you know, I'm just getting involved in, and it brings me so much joy. I mean, look, it's an expensive hobby, but it just makes me a happy gal. So I've got my book, I've got my coffee, so I'm super extra happy. Got my liquid gold, and I've got my markers ready to go. So you can see we are going to be using the coloriage mysteres. Sorry if I said that wrong. My French isn't that great. And this is volume 7. Hatchet Heroes have released so many of these Disney books. They've got other books like Smurfs and Looney Tunes and Pokemon. I recently got a Care Bears one. They are just the ultimate comfort, cozy colouring book. So that is that's the vibes for today, cozy comfort colouring. But I just want to show you guys something. Let me move everything away over here because this is huge. I am using my new markers that I got. You may have seen these around. I did another unnecessary purchase, saved my pennies, and I bought these are the Guangna acrylic markers. This is a 288 pack. They have so many sets of, you know, I think they've got like 160 and 80 and whatever you guys want or need or whatever, they've got it. These are from Shein, and these acrylic markers are very smooth, very opaque. I've only used them once before. I did a TikTok of my first impressions of these markers, and they did not disappoint. So we are going to be using them for the first time on my YouTube channel. So this is how they come. It's, yeah, like, there's a lot. No one needs this many acrylic markers, but I wanted a set that actually, you know, has all the color options for these types of books, because some of the colors can be very fiddly in these books. And I'll show you what I mean in case you don't know. If you're familiar with these books, you would definitely know. So you've got like the coloring page here, and then you've got to try and match all the colors. Now, by all means, you don't need that many markers. Like I said, no one needs that many, but this was just a splurge purchase for me. And I actually do find that their color range, well, there's 288, so you'd think that they would cover all the colors you need for all the different pages. So it's worked out really well. And I have all my colors pre-selected here, because once you have chosen your colors, then you're good to go. The pages are actually easy to color. It's just the hardest bit is prepping the colors and finding the colors. So the page we are going to do is number 20, no, not number 24, it was number 22. Sip of coffee. Now, do I want to tell you guys what this page is, or do I want to, you know, unravel it as I color along? I normally don't like to, like in my TikToks, I normally don't like to look at what it is, so I'll just show you. So you've got all the page numbers at the back so you can see the characters. Most of the time I don't look because I like to unravel it and, you know, have that little bit of surprise, that element of surprise. But for this one I actually did plan ahead because I'm kind of continuing on from like a Valentine's theme color with me because it's still February. And yes, I realize Valentine's Day was a few days ago, but you know, better late than never. So this is why I've specifically selected this page. All right, we'll get started anyway. Usually the number one color is always black. You can see it, it's always black. So I do that last because it's normally the outline of the characters. So we're starting with number 2, which is this grey. So most of the markers are from the acrylic set that I have, but I did pull 2 colors from my Arctics. All right, number 2. You can see a whole lot of number 2s here. You do go a bit cross-eyed trying to find all the different numbers. It's just very simple and chill colouring. Nothing fancy. We are on to number 3 now. Now I know it doesn't look like much, but I promise this will all come together. That's all 3 there. I also promise that I won't go on about my single life and my Valentine's Day, because I went on about that in my other Colour and Chat, which I just uploaded the other day, and I just talked about my single girly life and Valentine's Day and blah blah blah. So I promise I won't bring that up here, well, even though I just kind of did. This is, I'll try not to talk too much, but I've decided what I will talk about is why I chose this specific page. I'm just going to reveal who the characters are. I like to play Disney Dreamlight Valley. It's one of my favorite games on PlayStation. I think I've invested over 300 hours now. It wouldn't surprise me if it was 350 or 400 hours. I've been playing it since it came out. I think that was in 2022. It's, if you don't know, it's one of those, you know, kind of those lifestyle games where you build your own houses and you fish and you harvest crops, you plant the crops, you harvest the crops. It's one of those like farming games, cozy farming games, but it's Disney. Like, you just cannot get better than that. So, you know, you make friends with the Disney characters, you can fish with the Disney characters, you talk to the Disney characters, you know, you level up friendships, you get to plant your crops and harvest your crops with the Disney characters. Like, if you're familiar with farming games, you would know what that's about. But it's all Disney, so it's Disney magic. It's got that extra bit of, you know, it's got that extra bit of nostalgia and warmth, and because it's Disney. And every few months, I've just realised I've missed a number 2. Let's just do that. Yeah, every few months they release characters to unlock, and they release different worlds and realms and houses. So back at Christmas time, they released Cinderella and opened a whole new world. And you got Cinderella, you got Tinkerbell, Snow White, you know, that's who they released. So every few months, the Disney Dreamlight Valley team, you know, release certain characters. So for February, they released Lady and the Tramp, and they are just so cute. Like, I'm slowly leveling up my friendship with them and doing all the, you've got to complete certain tasks for them, and so I'm bonding with Lady and the Tramp, and it's just the cutest thing. Anyway, they've also released like a Valentine's Day, like all these prizes you can win and everything. So it's all Valentine's themed at the moment. I think that was it for number 3. I think we are going to move on to number 4. So I thought, from inspiration from that, why not do a Lady and the Tramp Disney page for my Valentine's theme color with me? Because honestly, like, how more romantic can you get than Lady and the Tramp? Although I realize that all Disney movies have that element of romance and love, but it's like good old-fashioned traditional love and romance. And let's not pretend that, you know, that's not what we love to receive on Valentine's Day. Well, you know what? Not just on Valentine's Day, any day of the year, really. So, yes, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert, this is a Lady and the Tramp page. This is why I pre-selected it, because I wanted to continue on with the Valentine's themed for my February color with me. I hope that's okay for you guys. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I actually blame Disney for my emotional regulation system, because this movie, when I was younger, like, I always had it on. I loved this movie. Well, I'd still do, but I would always end up crying when I watched this movie, because it brought up so many emotions, and that's just when I was a child. So I was still getting used to growing up and trying to figure out life. We are on number 5. Yeah, if I watch this movie now, I will just end up crying so much. And I'm not sure if there'll be tears of joy or tears of like nostalgia or happiness. Like, I actually don't know. I mean, I do love this movie, and I'll forever love this movie. Like, I do love Disney movies, but I just, you know, we all need someone to blame for our childhood issues. And as much as I love Disney, I blame Disney for my emotional regulation system. It was too many emotions. And I know that's me going deep now, but if you watch the classic Disney movies, you will understand. And it's not all bad. Look, I still love Disney. You know, they're wholesome cartoons. And they're wholesome. It's warming. And it just has that element of nostalgia as well. And I think that's how Disney sucks you in sometimes, because even with the Disney Dreamlight game, it did touch on like memories and childhood emotions. And for me anyway, my experience, everyone will have their own different experience with Disney, it does trigger emotions, good and bad. And you know, if I ever have children, they will definitely be watching all the classic Disney cartoons. That is a must. Well, sorry about that. That was probably a lot to unload just for a simple Disney color with me video. But we love Disney. I'm not bagging Disney at all. I mean, their franchise is huge now. But, you know, Walt Disney had such a beautiful vision. Oh, I just realised I've missed a number 4 behind there. Let's get that colour. It was actually really tricky, well, not too tricky, but it took me a while to pick all those different shades of greys and brown greys. This is why I went for the big 288 set of these acrylic markers, because the colors I get stuck on with these books is the browns and the greys. It's actually quite fiddly to go back and forth to try and choose your colors. And look, you always find something, but it did take a little while today. Now 5 is along here. And it was so cute because in the Disney Dreamlight Valley game, they recreated the, you know, for Valentine's Day, they recreated the, you know, when they're out in the town and they have their meatballs, and it's so cute. I think if you are a big Disney fan, you would love this game. I definitely recommend it. I've got it on PlayStation, that's how I play it, but you can get it on Switch, and there's probably other consoles as well. We are just on to number 6, which is the outline of, well, I think you can guess who it is. This is Tramp. My hand is so wobbly for these fine lines today. You know what, I'm going to get my black marker. I really want to colour in his eyes, which will be here. Going around the circle there. Oh, look at that face. We all remember that face. Okay, that's better. That's fun. All right, this is where we're up to at the minute. I've just finished number 6, which was the outline of Tramp. And I coloured in his nose as well. Like, look at that face. Oh, see, I'm already triggered emotionally. This is going to be so lovely. I know it looks a bit rough and patchy or whatever, but what I like to do is just fill in the colours. And then I often go over the acrylic markers with a second layer, just to smooth it out. You'll see what I mean when we get towards the end. So we are up to number 7, which I assume is the lady part, which is just here. You probably can't see it too well, but she's there. That's it for that colour. Now we are on to number 8. The brush tip on these markers is really nice. Is that 8 or B? Okay, sorry about that. Because the color by number letters are so small in the spaces, the 8s look a bit like the B's. So I just had to refer to the back to figure out what's what. And the 8, so the colour I'm using now, is mainly on her face, and then the B is down here, but it looks very similar. Just finishing the number 9. I just had to outline where it all was because it's very fiddly in here. Now the zeros are all here. We start here. Sorry about the traffic noise. This is supposed to be a relaxing video, and then you can hear the traffic. Well, I don't know if you can pick it up, but I can definitely hear it. We do live next to a busy road, and even though it's like a side street, oh, you get buses and trucks and all sorts every day. I have become used to it, so I just tune it out. But when I'm editing my videos, I notice it, and it's actually really off-putting. Now, I'm going to start a conversation with you guys. Because, you know, we've got the doggies here. Are you a cat person or a dog person? My answer to that is I am a cat person. However, I do like dogs, but if I was to have a pet in the house, it would be cats. But I'm not, like, I love dogs, like I love all animals, but out of the two, I do prefer to have cats. All right, that's it for number 9, and then we are on to 0. Then we're on to A. The A, oh, the A looks very fiddly here. Ugh. A. And you know, they both have their pros and cons. My cat has definitely made her appearance in a few of my videos. But I just like the nature of cats more, and believe me, I know cats can be very temperamental and spontaneous and nasty. I don't know, they all have their moments. It's just personal preference. I mean, to be honest, if I had the choice for pets, I would definitely have cats and a few dogs. But I would have llamas and donkeys. Obviously, you need the space for it, which I currently don't have. Camels, horses, even though, like, I prefer to have donkeys than horses, just because I'm not trained in maintaining horses. Well, let's be honest, I'm not trained in having any of those animals that I just mentioned. But if I had a horse, I probably wouldn't ride the horse. Like, I'm not really into horseback riding and all that. I'd ride my camel. What else? Oh, like, I'd have sheep. Like, I'd have all the cute little farm animals. I love all those sheeps, and I don't know about cows. What else would I have? Oh, I just went over a bit. That's all right. Oh, I'd have those mini, are they miniature cows? Those, are they Highlander cows? I definitely have some of those. But look, this is me dreaming now, because I probably will never own any of those animals in my lifetime. But we can all dream about the animals we love to have. Okay, and then we are on happy. Right, well, I just had a moment of complete mix-up. And my colours were all mixed up here. But I think I've sorted them back out now. I must have put an extra colour in there, which wasn't supposed to be in there, and then that mucks up the order I have these in. I have a system with these. I had my B and C mixed up, and there was an extra colour in between the B and the C. But we're back on track. This Ohuhu black is so creamy. Ladies all coming together. And yes, I realize it's a patchy, but like I said, this is just the first coat of the acrylic marker. When I do the second coat, that's when it all comes together nicely. This is a really nice blue. Now on the last colour, which is the black. How adorable is this page? It's all coming together. However, I want it to come together more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go off camera and I'm going to fix all the patchy bits and smooth out the edges. That will take me a little while. When I finish, I will check in with you guys. Wowee, here we go, guys. Here is my finished piece here. And like I said, I just gave every single acrylic marker a second coat. And it just helps smooth it over. I joined all my lines back together and made them less patchy. And also put a blue border around this page. And I just think it's so cute and wholesome, and you really can't go wrong using acrylic markers in these books, like in the Hatchet Heroes books, because in my opinion, I've tried Crayola markers, I've tried color pencil, and acrylic marker, I think works best for me. And it just gives the page a nice solid finish, because, you know, Disney cartoons or those old school cartoons do have that solid color, and acrylic markers just give that really nice finish. So I had so much fun. This is definitely a coloring session that I needed to do today. I mean, who doesn't love Disney? And who doesn't love Lady and the Tramp? And yeah, I just think it was a really cute little extra Valentine's coloring session, and I had so much fun. Anyway, enough of me going on. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and if you color along, or if you colored along, then thank you for joining me in this session. I had a great time with you guys, and I'll see you very, very soon. Ciao, ciao.